What's up, everybody, and welcome to Twist of Insanity episode 5. Could be 6, depending on whether you include the Etsy challenge. And we're starting today off with some great news. Trump has officially been elected president.
Yay!
So the
God.
Electoral College cast their votes, and now it is set in stone. All hail Sir Trumpenstein.
Oh no. It's real.
Also, we're back to having a 2-second delay. Not sure why. I guess the internet doesn't like us. And I'm testing out a new microphone, so bear with us as we adjust with settings, but I think it sounds okay.
Yeah, I think it sounds okay.
Good. So, Christmas, did you have fun?
Christmas was good. It's a little busy, just seeing family, going all around, like driving and stuff. Then seeing family, that's always nice. And just a lot of relaxing. I had a lot of fires in the fireplace. There wasn't any snow. It all melted, but there were a lot
I'm
of
glad
nice
you didn't
sunsets
have fires
and sunrises.
anywhere outside.
Yeah, I just want to make sure people know I'm not out in the winter, like having a bonfire.
Why not?
That's just weird. I don't know. I would feel like such a weirdo just out in the cold with a fire. I don't know.
They'd probably assume you were homeless.
Yeah, it's just weird for me to like. There's this nice house behind me, but I'm in my backyard having a fire when like they can see I have a chimney as well, and then I could just have a fire in the warmth.
Oh, God. Yeah, for me, it was pretty quiet because obviously my family's in England and I didn't go back this year. So I kind of did a lot of nothing. I cooked, made some turkey. I don't think Americans often have turkey for Christmas. I don't know, but in England we do, so we did. And some Yorkshire pudding, which is something that us Brits eat, and I can't really explain what it is. But it was nice. Didn't do much. Called the family, said Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, whatever, Happy New Year, and all that. And it was nice. It was nice to not be running around like a blue-ass fly for a while.
I really like doing nothing. It's just nice to do nothing. Like you're not doing nothing, but I don't know what I
Etsy
mean.
was so busy before Christmas that, because normally I can't do nothing. Like if I lie in, my idea of a lie in is like hitting snooze twice on my alarm. And but I was just so busy leading up to Christmas with the Etsy store. I was working 16, 18, sometimes even longer days just to get everyone's orders boxed up and whatever, that actually doing nothing felt really, really good.
How many orders did you have?
Actually, not as many as last year, but people were. So I kind of messed up, like based on last year's sales, because it's only my second Christmas on Etsy. I think I've been open like 15 months, so I'm still a new shop in terms of Etsy. But like last year, I think I got like 600 orders. But this year, I tried to kind of go on that of what people would buy. Like I knew my muscle salves and everything would do really well, so I made bigger batches. And I earned under half of what I did last year. So like in terms of sales, it was very slow. And yes, the muscle stuff sold out. It sold out really, really fast. But the other stuff that I was expecting to sell, like the body butters and things like that, just didn't.
So do you have like a lot of extra?
Yeah, they're on sale right now. I think there's only a couple left. I don't make those in big batches, but yeah, I'd completely misplanned what was going to sell and what wasn't. So, a week in, all these orders were coming in and I didn't have the product, so I had to make it. And a lot of it takes a few days to cure and set properly before it can get shipped out. But I didn't send any orders late, but we had a couple of near misses, shall we say. I had a big issue with I had to make a huge amount of bath bombs for some customers, and I guess the humidity in Georgia had shot up. So I got up in the morning to go and pack them up, and they'd all reacted. Just the humidity in the air. I thought, I don't need to run the dehumidifier like I normally do. And I just came in, there was just slime.
Oh no. So you had to redo everything.
Yeah, I mean, bath bombs aren't sensitive once they've had their 2 or 3 days curing. But the first 24 hours when you've made a bath bomb, they're really susceptible to their humidity because they haven't fully set yet.
Damn.
And I was like, fuck. Fuck, 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 I believe was the actual phrase.
No, that really sucks.
But yeah, that knocked me out a day. So yeah, I just had, it was a good season. I did okay. It was just things that I hadn't really planned for.
Yeah, I guess.
And for
Well,
the
it's
next,
only your
like,
second Christmas, so there's still a lot to learn.
next year, and I said this last year, I was like, I'll be ready next year.
But now
I
it's
thought I
completely
was ready,
different,
but
so you won't know what to expect
yeah,
next year.
I'm gonna be bottling essential oils. I'm almost out. Like my essential oil shelves are almost empty. So I have the reorders that are already here. So I'm just gonna be spending the next week bottling essential oils and labeling, which I hate.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to do?
Making. So I actually have loads of products ready to go, like the chocolate face mask. That was like a month ago, Kelly. I've still not labeled it and put it up. And it's amazing. I love making that. Creating this face mask out of like
Oh,
sea
you sent
clay
me
and
that.
chocolate. Yeah, you've already tried some. And it's really, really good. But I haven't done the label designing to get it up. So I will get it listed. But creating products like I just started making dry oil. It's not up on the shop yet. It's just come out of its testing phase. So it will probably go up in a couple of weeks. But like creating products, like understanding the formulation and getting all sciencey, that is what drives me because I'm not someone who pulls up DIY recipes online. I literally sit down and I work out the compositions that are needed to hit X texture and whatever. So it's good fun.
Nice. Well, it kept you busy. I feel like I was like way more lazy over Christmas break.
Oh man, like when my last orders went out on like the 21st or something, I looked at my shipping room and it was just, there were like peanuts on the floor, paper shred everywhere. You know, like empty rolls of tape that had just dropped on the floor. And I'm normally really OCD about it. Like I clean up at the end of every night. But in all fairness, over Christmas, some of these nights were like 3 or 4 in the morning, I'd finish. And I just looked at it and just turned around and walked upstairs. I was like, fuck it. It's only the shipping room. I'll deal with it tomorrow. It's still like that a week later. I mean, bits have been picked up, but I really got to go in there and really clean it out.
Yeah, I did a bunch of cleaning yesterday because, well, like I said, I was just being lazy for Christmas because it felt good just to do nothing. But I finally did clean. And I still
I
have more to
had one
clean.
day where I just spent almost the entire day in the bath.
Oh, it's nice having like bath day.
Like literally, my back was, it was literally a bath day. I spent over 6 hours in the bath.
Do you like, okay, so what I'll do if like I spend a long time in the bathtub, do you like switch out the water, like drain a little, then add in more hot water like after it starts cooling?
Yeah, drain and then add.
Oh, the adding
Like not
part's
fully
my favorite
drain.
part of the bath.
Yeah, right, because you get the burning hot water on your back or whatever. Like for me,
Yeah.
because I'm always in there because of my back pain.
Oh, that's the best. And
It
that
felt
we
really good.
do you have a jacuzzi? We have one jacuzzi tub and then one just big tub that doesn't have the jets. I prefer the one without the jets because it's deeper, but then the jet one is nice too sometimes. Man, baths are just amazing. I don't understand those people who don't like baths.
I have a big, deep corner tub that can fit a couple of people in it and has jacuzzi jets.
Yeah, that's I think we have a similar tub and they're really nice. Just the big corner tubs.
Yeah, I love it. It's my baby. Yeah, I'm looking at houses, the type of house I want or whatever. And if it doesn't have a bathtub, it can fuck off.
That's
And I
actually one
don't
of the
mean
bigger
like
things I look
American.
for. Like I looked for when we were looking at like for homes. Alex and I is having a good bathroom, a good shower for him. He wanted a nice shower with like multiple shower heads and stuff. And then I just really wanted like a very nice bath.
Yeah, my realtor looked at me funny because I was testing things like the water pressure in the bathtub when I was looking for houses, like the water pressure in the shower and stuff. But to me, those are more important than how nice the rest of the house looks.
Yeah, some
Like,
houses
you've got to
just
have a good shower.
don't have water pressure. Like it just sucks. I don't want that.
Yeah, exactly. And I wasn't going to be left like that. So, I'm changing the level of my microphone, guys, a little bit because I notice I'm reading pretty high. So I'm going to make it really hard for Kelly to edit, but we'll get there. I think it's perfect now. It was only a tiny bit off before. I hit the top a little bit, but I think overall the microphone should be better than my last one.
You sounded okay to me, so maybe it won't be that bad, but I'll figure it out.
And I have a cold. Yeah, so we'll work it out. But yeah, this was my Christmas present to myself. I got the Rode NT USB. I had the Rode Podcaster before, which was good, but if I leaned back too much, like it wouldn't pick me up properly. And I move around a lot when I'm talking. I can't help it. I'm very animated.
I have to like really contain myself when we do this podcast because normally I'm moving all around. I'm like fidgeting. I'm like grabbing things and clicking pens and just I have to like hold my hands together and just calm myself because otherwise I would just be so loud over here.
I've moved my keyboard away so I can't be typing. But that's about it. Oh, and by the way, guys, my new keyboard, already spilled stuff on it and don't have a down arrow.
How long was that? Was that like, what, 2 weeks that keyboard lasted?
Maybe 2 weeks, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know why, though, because my previous keyboard lasted ages. So I don't know whether it's just bad luck. And everyone says everything comes in threes, so I'm expecting to drop it again. And I think it only killed that key because it had honey in it, so it was a really sticky tea.
Yeah. See, I usually I like switch out my keyboards because I will spill on them. But I'll just switch them out once I've spilled and then it'll dry. But if it's something sticky like honey, I don't know.
Oh, I'm fucked. Yeah. I need to buy why can't you buy, on Amazon you can buy 5 packs and 12 packs of things. I need a 5-pack of keyboards.
Oh my, there are waterproof ones. They just look really shitty and annoying to use.
Yeah, they have to look nice. I feel like there needs to be a tea-proof keyboard just for me.
And I like my keyboard clicky. Like I like to hear the clicking noises.
I have really tiny hands. So I like the low profile keys.
Oh, I hate those.
Almost like the Apple keyboard. Yeah, I hate the big ones.
I don't know. There's just something so pleasant about the big clicking keys.
No, just annoys the fuck out of me. There's nothing pleasant about it.
I don't know.
I feel like I'm smashing something with a fucking sledgehammer. Sorry, as you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about those keyboards.
Like, I like writing and stuff, and then, I don't know, to me it's like the sound of progress.
Do you feel like a 1960s secretary on a typewriter?
Oh, yeah, I love those scenes, in Saving Private Ryan. That's the one I just thought of right away. Is they're writing all the letters to the families of the dead soldiers. And they're just click, 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 and they're going so fast. Oh my God, dude. No, keyboard. You need to have the clickers.
I want it as quiet as possible. I hate that clicking noise. But it's so good.
I wonder if there's a YouTube.
I just can't believe that.
You know how they have ASMR videos? I'm sure there's keyboard ASMR videos, but I wonder if there's just a YouTube channel that just focuses on different kinds of keyboards and just does the ASMR videos with all right, this is a Corsair gaming RGB or whatever.
No, you're doing it wrong. This is a Corsair gaming RGB or whatever keyboard. Yeah, it's very sensual clicking.
Oh my God, I'll look at YouTube channels like that. I'm like, man, that looks so fun. And then I'm playing video games, which is, supposed to be fun. But I don't know, some of those YouTube channels that just seem I guess more that it seems easy and they're cashing out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
Yeah,
I like
I
that.
don't know what I think about them. But I've been playing on the console a lot recently with the remastered COD 4.
Yeah, I think I
It took
played it.
like
I think I played like one day. I don't know.
So I got the Xbox One when it first came out, but because I have terrible internet, like when I plugged it in and everything, it was like, you have 6 years, 15 weeks, and 7 days of updates. I was just like, fuck that. It wasn't actually that much, but it might have been. So I was like, fuck that. And it went straight back in the box. And when Remastered came out, like I was watching friends play, I was like, oh, I need this. So I plugged it in, and 2 days of downloading updates and the game, and now I'm able to play.
I feel bad for
two
people with
days.
slow internet where it takes like 10
2
years to
days.
download a game.
So I was looking at houses in some of the towns that I'm potentially moving to, and I was like typing in, random addresses into internet companies, and a bunch of them have 100 up and 100 down for $70 a month, which is half of what I pay
What?
now for a dog shit service. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's like I think it's like 220 for 120 down and 25 up, which isn't bad, but man, it's still fucking expensive.
No, that's good. But
Because
a
we just got
hundred
gigabyte
and a
internet here
hundred.
for like $70, but we're still waiting for it to be installed.
Oh yeah, when are you getting it? Can I move in? Is there room for me? I want to.
I'm excited. I wonder if it'll be really fast or it'll feel the same. I don't know. Because I already feel like my internet is pretty fast.
Yeah, like so on a good day, I can get a 2 upload.
Oh, that's gross. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Well, what's worse is we bought 15 and 5, which was the fastest business package they could give us, but actually it only gave us like 12 and 3, but that was fine. You can stream on 3 pretty comfortably as long as you're not using like shooters, and Minecraft is fine at 3 up.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, we've got faster. We can upgrade you for just like $50." And we have 2 lines in this house because the internet's so bad. You need one each. And so they upgraded us, and it was great. We got like 25 down, and then like everything was really slow, and we're like, why is it so slow? And we checked our upload, and our upload was like point 0.5, point 0.6. We were like, what the fuck? And they're like, oh yeah, so you lose your upload. And I'm like, we keep telling you that the upload is the most important thing. But they're so sick of coming out and fixing our internet that they won't put us back on the old plan.
Oh my God, that's annoying.
And we don't have a choice. So it's like we have this or we don't have anything. But their mission to get us faster internet just fucked off. And I'm angry at them anyway, because before I bought the house, I gave them the address, and they said they could do 10 and 10 fiber, T1 connection, which is outdated, but it would have sufficed. It would have done the job great. And so they bought the house, and then they were like, no, we can't unless you pay for the cable.
And
So
they
like,
hadn't
okay, well,
mentioned
how
that
much is it?
before. I hate internet companies. They're also
Well, no,
like,
I don't even care about that. They were like, all right, it'll be $3,000 to lay the cable. We're like, okay, where do we send the check to? I'll call you back.
oh yeah, that's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they were like, oh, we were misinformed. We can't.
Oh
It
my
was like,
God.
so wait, we're paying for you to lay this fiber that you won't lay. We bought a house based on, and there's no one holding them accountable. Like Windstream said to us that they could give us 25 and 12. And I said, look, I've been fucked around by internet companies, so I'm not going to sign a contract. But if you deliver that speed, we'll get 3 lines, right?
Yeah.
So they were like, fair enough. And they came in, installed it, super excited. They were like, all right, we need to dig a trench because your internet port's the other side of your garden, which is like 4 acres. So it's a distance. And so they came, they dug the trenches, and I was like all excited. I was like, everything's going in tomorrow. We're going to get internet. These people are awesome. And we get it. And it's like 0.25 upload.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I look at the guy, and he's like, oh, don't worry about it, love. They've got it right up at the thing. You just got to call the office, and they'll they'll flip a switch. I was like, well, that seems weird, but okay. I call them and they're like, oh, no worries. We'll just change your contract to a one upload. I was like, no, that's not how this works. So I was a Windstream customer for approximately 12 and a half minutes.
Wow, that's so horrible. I think
it's such a big difference.
Most people don't know a lot about the internet, so they just constantly like pull this shit and get away with it.
They're blatantly lying to people, and there's no protection.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's like they can hold us in a contract, but we can't hold them in one. It's like, if you say you're going to deliver this fucking speed, you should deliver it.
And then the whole thing with like data caps and stuff. Internet companies are, oh my gosh, there's
bloody AT&T have put data caps on stuff now. That's one of the companies that's operating where I'm looking to move to, but their fiber doesn't have the data cap.
Yeah, we just got one of our connections data capped at like a gigabyte. And then the other one's a business line, so it's unlimited, but it just sucks. Like, it's so inconvenient, and I don't know if they lose money. I don't think they do. I think everything I read is that it's not a big deal for them to give us, unlimited. They just do it so they can make more money.
It's not. Yeah, absolutely. I always like say this country it's a great country, and I love America, but the infrastructure sucks. Like, be it internet, healthcare, everything's just ass backwards. It's like, if you have good internet, the businesses will come, but the internet here is in general a joke. I'm not saying it's any better in like England or whatever, but was it Australia or New Zealand? Sorry, I know you guys hate being messed up. That have set like, it's like I get called Australian all the time, so I'm with you. I understand. Everyone asks me where in Australia I'm from. Seriously, I get it. If I leave my town, I will get asked if I'm from Australia at least once in that day.
Like, wait, everywhere in the US or just Georgia?
Everywhere in the US. Everyone assumes I'm
God.
Australian. Yep, wow. There are some really dumb people here. Some of them I'm like, crikey, mate, yeah. But yeah, it's crazy. People are weird. But yeah, I think it's one of them has basically set guidelines to overhaul their internet infrastructure, so everyone will get like at least 50 megabytes broadband.
There are definitely a few countries that seem pretty cool with the internet. They make sure everyone has, decent connections.
I think Korea has the best. South Korea, obviously.
Yes.
I'm not sure. But I think they have incredible internet. Like, I dream of good internet. All I want is a nice cabin in the mountains, remote, away from everybody, with great internet. That's all.
See, I want to live remote, away from people too. But like, that's never where good internet is. It's always the worst fucking internet.
Kelly and I have often dreamed about buying a compound in Colorado in the middle of nowhere, have a couple of houses and good internet.
I also had the idea to like just get land on some tropical island and then just have like make a cult with my viewers.
Yeah, you could do that. I'm not a big fan.
And then like we all just like build our own little straw huts and make our grow our own food, and we're just a cult. And maybe, who knows, maybe we could become a religion, tax free. We'll work it out.
Yeah. The popsicle worshippers.
I think there was like a live streamer recently who like invited a bunch of viewers to like live with them, and then he like set rules for them, and then people were just making fun of it like it was a cult.
Really? I want to know.
Yeah.
That's epic. Why didn't I think of that? I don't want anyone to live with me. I mean, they can stay in like the garden, maybe pitch a tent.
What if they like worked for you though? Like, well, free labor.
I'm all up for slave labor.
They just love you, like they're your biggest fan, so they'll just do whatever you say. Well, actually, I need these bath bombs done.
Labeling, heat sealing, folding boxes, sticking on address labels, fun stuff. Love it.
Like that streamer might have it worked out. You just invite the mega fans, and then they just do everything for you.
I mean, if
Wow.
any of you guys are like qualified masseuses, massage therapists, that would
Well,
be
yeah, like
cool.
we can take care of food and like room.
Yeah, I'd give
Just
them some space in the garage. I'm not gonna be that generous.
Yeah, what if they're like a
Come
crazy
on,
fan
man.
that'll like kill you? Well, they're already too
Yeah,
close, so just let them in the
yeah, yeah.
house.
You're screwed anyway. But I have an attack dog, so he'll be fine. Talking of dogs, did you see the police now can shoot your dogs? Well, I mean they did
Yes,
anyway.
if it moves or barks. So basically existing for a dog.
Yeah, if your dog breathes, the cops can shoot it. Now, was it is it like if they're raiding? Is it if they're like walking past? Like what? Like if a cop shot my dog, I'm going to jail.
Well, I mean, this happens all the time. I mean, occasionally there's a video that will go viral where like you'll see a police officer just shoot a dog that wasn't really doing anything. Like I think there was a video, maybe I'm wrong.
There's
Uh
several, and I
but
can't watch them.
yeah, they're always horrible. Where like a dog was in like a fenced in area. The police officer wasn't in that area and like he just shot the dog for no reason. The dog was barking probably, but it wasn't coming at him like it, it's just gross. And you hear about that a decent amount. Like I understand they have to protect themselves like if a dog is like fucking attacking them, but like no, there's so many instances where the dog's just shot and it wasn't doing anything. I mean,
Yeah, I
there are a
just
lot of
it
instances
drives
where
me.
people are shot and they weren't doing anything.
Yeah, I I have two dogs, and it's horrible. Like if someone shot my dog, I'm probably going to jail.
Like, yeah, like, because I can just see
Like, because
some
that person's
people,
gonna get slapped upside the head.
like, people just getting in that moment, seeing their dog shot, they just
I
react
would break
without
down.
even thinking
Yeah,
and, like,
I
maybe
mean,
attack someone.
yeah, I don't think I would be controllable. Like, I really don't. If you shot my dogs, I I don't know. I think I'd just like redline, yeah, just go
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I don't think I could deal with that. I get that police have to defend themselves, but I also think it's iffy because of the no knock warrants and stuff. But those are given out way too often, as is. But I think owners should be given an opportunity to leash their dogs. That's a member of their family. Like that's like a kid. As much as you may laugh at me for saying that, but you
Yeah,
wouldn't
no,
just
I agree.
go in and shoot a kid for crying. And in my mind, dogs are kind of like
Might
that. But I
flashbang a
understand.
baby or two, though.
Oh, might flash. Yeah, well, I mean that's different.
Yeah. That was an
So
accident.
yeah, it was a whoops. We weren't told there was a baby there, or were they? I can't remember.
I don't think they knew there was a baby. I think it was they were just given a
I mean,
random
if they did,
address.
they had pretty good aim. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was the
I'm
wrong
not
address
gonna
for
lie.
like they thought it was a drug house, but it was just a family.
And often their idea of a drug house is someone with 2 grams of weed in their pocket. So
Yeah, and
ridiculous.
what you bring up, no knock warrants, I think that's a big enough issue as is, but then when you consider that with this issue of dogs and animals, like those are going to be a lot of the situations where the dogs are shot and killed.
Yeah, I mean, it
Like,
used to be like no knock warrants were given to like high end gang members, trafficking, like massive amounts of drugs and stuff. Now it's like, oh, this guy was seen smoking a joint by a bus stop. Hmm,
or
seems
or as simple as, someone online doesn't like you, so, they
you're gonna get swatted. Yeah.
yeah, you're going to get swatted. And that's a horrible thing to go through. And like it bothers me how easy it is sometimes for police to get no knock warrants.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I sleep with my leashes for my dogs right next to my pillow because that's always a conscious threat with like a online presence. So that's going to happen. Um, so I have my leashes beside it. But do I know if that's enough time for me to get the dogs? Especially as I have a Belgian Mal. These are what the police use. He's He's a trained bite dog. Is that enough time for me to get him on a leash and controlled while I'm still half asleep? I don't know.
Like,
It's
this Christmas, I was thinking, me and Alex were thinking about getting a dog, but like, we've had people online we've been swatted multiple times, and now it seems like less of an issue because the police understand like we have an online presence and that this is something sometimes people go through, so they don't like, just come in guns blazing or anything like that. But it's like, do I even want to take the chance? Like, I have that concern in my head.
Honestly, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. It's not a good experience to go through. I used to sleep naked. Now I don't. Now I sleep with leashes beside my pillow.
I never slept naked before because I was always scared a spider would climb up my vagina. You've never considered that? Like, I don't think that can happen, but I don't want to take any chances, or like dust mites. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, no, I used to, I'd have underwear on, but pretty much naked. And
okay. Gotta protect from the spiders.
It's changed how I live. I get up earlier sometimes. I have to be up before like UPS and FedEx and that lot come. Otherwise, the sound of them coming up the driveway sends me jumping out of bed, which doesn't do my arthritis any good. I walk like a robot for like 6 hours. I'm like,
yeah. I mean, I have a lot of the same issues after like we've been swatted. It's like I'll hear the doorbell ring and my heart starts racing, or like pounding at the door, whatever it is, or loud noise, and I just freak out. And it's just little things like that.
Mine was
just constantly looking out the window, making sure like no one's here, because we also have had like fans show up at our house and scream outside our home for like an hour or so, and it's just very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't like that. That's why I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, I get anxious. I mean, we don't have people knock on our door. We have very, very blatantly public trespassing signs all around our property, and it's pretty well known that my roommate is heavily armed.
Yeah. No one's fucking around. And, Dak.
And my darling little attack dog, who just loves the taste of human flesh. But if you can get past that, cool.
You've earned it.
Oh, God, yeah. No, it's shitty, man. All the swatting. I always, when I see YouTubers getting swatted, I always feel for them because I know what it's like. It's not nice. It's not pleasant. And it doesn't sink in straight away. Like, during it, I thought the whole thing was fucking funny. Like, I opened the door. I was like, wait, you're not FedEx. As they were about to bash my door in because I heard someone.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm rather glad I opened the door. And they're like, come out. And why? I was like, because I'm quite fond of my front door. If you destroyed that, I would have been upset. Like, it didn't even feel real. And it probably didn't hit me for at least a year after what had happened. It's weird how it works that way.
Yeah, mine hit me, I don't know, the first couple times. It bothered me to the point where, like, I was checking outside just to make sure the cops weren't there, because I was always concerned what would happen if we didn't answer the door. And then the third time it happened, we didn't answer the door, and then shit got really bad, and well, that's another topic. I don't think I'm ready to talk about that.
Yeah, I just wish people would understand their actions, but it's not so bad now, but it's not a nice thing. But talking about bullshit police targeting drug people, did you see the DEA change the law on CBD oil?
Yeah, fucking ass. The one thing that like doesn't get people high and is strictly medical use. They had to come after
Yeah,
that.
the worst side effect it has is it makes your burps taste bad.
Well, you got to protect from that. That's disgusting.
For those of you who don't know, CBD oil, also known as cannabidiol, is a compound found in both hemp and cannabis plant. And it's often used to treat Dravet syndrome, which is a form of childhood epilepsy. It's used to treat speech spasticity in people who suffer from cerebral palsy, muscle spasms in MS. It's got no recreational use, right? It doesn't get you high. It tastes disgusting, and you have to take it pretty much orally.
Yeah,
It
like
tastes
you're
gross.
only
It makes
using
your
this if
burps
you need
taste.
this.
Yeah, it's not something you crave. Like, it's nasty to eat, but it's has some really positive effects. And so the DEA has now classified it as Schedule 1, but it's very strange because it's also covered under the Farming and Agriculture Bill. Because it can be grown from hemp, a lot of people think it's legal. And now it looks like, now I could be wrong. Like, this is just me reading things. But it looks like the way the DEA has worded it, if it's strictly CBD from hemp, you might be okay. But if it contains any other chemicals like CBN, again, doesn't get you high, CBA and CBC, I think, again, don't get you high, no recreational side effects, it's just part of the plant, then it would be Schedule 1. So it's like they're targeting CBD just so only really highly skilled pharmaceutical companies can make it, because only they can strip it down to pure CBD. However, there's been studies made that when CBD is only CBD, it's not as effective as it is when it has things like CBN and a low dose of THC and stuff with it as well. So it's almost like the laws being set up to be so the product can only be packaged by pharmaceuticals.
In a way, I think that's sort of what a lot of us expected, though. Like if and when
Yeah,
things are
but like
completely legalized.
there's a lot of benefit to, like, yeah, I sound like a complete hippie here, but get the fuck over it. Whole plant medicine, right? CBD's great. It works a lot better, in my opinion, when it has a tiny amount of THC in it. And I'm talking like maybe 2 or 3%. Not enough to get you high, but there's something about when you combine, CBD, CBN, and a little bit of THC, that is the winning kind of trifecta, right? And this has been recorded by many parents. In fact, Charlotte's Web, probably one of the most famous brands of CBD oil, run by the Stanley brothers, a few of their patients were saying that since they managed to breed out all the THC, it used to be less than 3%. Some of the kids are seeing their seizures come back, so they're having to go and get it with less than 3% THC in it. Interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
But scary as well, man. I mean, CBD oil doesn't have any recreational use. It doesn't have any side effects beyond bad tasting burps and tastes disgusting. And they're classifying it like meth and crack, and I just
It's
I
like
don't
they
understand
know
how it could happen.
they have to know by now that so many people support medical marijuana, obviously CBD
56%.
oil, but like, how long do they play this game where they're like, oh no, it's still Schedule 1, there are no medical uses? Like, how long can they play this game?
The issue
Like
is it's just not democratic. Like, over half the country believes that medical cannabis should be a thing, and I think if you educated people, I think that number would go up. If you educated them on facts rather than reefer madness, I think people would support it. Cannabis doesn't kill people. It just doesn't. Alcohol, cigarettes, all those legal things that are completely fine, they are devastating lives.
Yeah.
Devastating. Cigarettes kill, what, 500,000 a year?
What about all the sugar in like just food today?
Absolutely.
Like,
kids drinking like 20-ounce sodas
corn
out
syrup.
of a
I can
sippy
never
cup.
say that.
High fructose corn syrup?
Yes. I can never say fructose.
Why can't you say that?
I don't know. I just fuck it up. I can't say some things. I've just always had issues with certain usually S's are bad for me, but some things I just can't do it unless I try
Fair
really
enough.
hard.
Really, really hard. But yeah, I worry like whether things like that are gonna get worse under Trump. Like I know he said he wants to leave the cannabis laws to the states, but at this point, I don't fucking believe a word he's said.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what to expect still, like, at all.
Because
I have no fucking clue.
didn't he like compliment the Philippines for their
Oh,
drug
God.
policy
Oh, my God.
and their
Speaking of
drug
that, it turns out Duterte, I don't know how you say it, Duterte, the leader there, said he's on
robbing people off?
fentanyl.
Oh,
He's,
well, that's
yeah,
good. Perhaps he could
and
take
he's,
a bit more.
and he talked about how he killed some of the people and their little drug war they have going on there where you can kill anyone
And
who
he's throwing
you
people
suspect
out of
of using drugs.
helicopters.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Yeah, and he said
He's
it's totally
nuts.
fine for you to kill people by throwing them out of helicopters. And Trump,
No, he
Trump
said,
complimented.
yeah, Trump complimented him. But yeah, this guy said he's on fentanyl and he's been to paradise, but then he has this whole like kill everyone on drugs. I don't know what his end game is here. Like he just admitted to using drugs, but then he's told all his people to kill people who use drugs. I don't know. I guess he clarified it's painkillers.
Prescribed.
Yeah.
Yeah, fentanyl is prescribed, and obviously a plant that can't be prescribed is the demon. So you must kill people who are inhaling the demon and any other drugs. But you know, so that worries me that Trump's complimented him on his drug policy. And if you're not aware with the Philippines' current drug policy, it's kill everyone, and you could kill people and not have charges.
Like I could say right now, I could be like, Kitty's
Philippines.
on drugs, and I can just kill her. If you're in the Philippines, I could just kill her, and it's fine. No, she was on drugs.
Totally fine. You just say she was on drugs. So he's basically made murder legal over there.
And a lot of people have been
recently, in the last 2 days, also made legal throwing people out of helicopters, if you want. He sees no problem. Nice guy. Nice guy.
No, I
Him,
think he's
Putin,
like
and Trump.
constantly like fucking high now on fentanyl, and he's just like, and those of you who
He's
don't know what
probably imagining
fentanyl is,
them
it's
a horse
very hard.
tranquilizer that has
Yeah.
been made human safe by the FDA, apparently.
And like people are
We
confusing
can't
it for
get this
heroin.
fucking. This plant is a Schedule 1, but horse tranquilizer that kills people. That's totally.
Wait, it can kill people? Let them have it.
Oh god, that's pretty much what's behind a lot of celebrity deaths, isn't it? Fentanyl.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of deaths recently, like people think they're taking heroin, but it's fentanyl, so it's a lot. The dosage is different, but they
Imagine
confuse
like
it.
if you came like face to face with perhaps like great grandchildren, right? And you had to explain that the drug policy and how these little sticks that we light up give everyone lung cancer, kill 500,000 a year. Alcohol, where, you know, causes all this stuff, is completely legal. Fentanyl, completely legal when prescribed. How the opioid problem was caused by pharmaceuticals over, you know, lying about whether they were addictive or not. And this little plant that has no real side effects beyond the craving for Doritos was locking up mass
I guess
communities.
it does make some people, if they have mental illness, that comes
yeah,
out,
but
or
again,
paranoia. But yeah, for the most part.
We
No one
all
can
know the
overdose.
stoner. We all know that token stoner when we grow up, the guy who smokes too much and is losing his fucking mind. But I think things like that can be solved with education, which, by the way, you don't really get with cigarettes. Well, you didn't when we were young, and you do now with alcohol. And I think if you treat cannabis the same way and you educate in uses and not overuse, because it's not an addictive substance, but you know, if you as a person know that you get very easily addicted to things, then perhaps it's not right for you. But I mean, as a grown ass adult, that should be on you.
Man, I remember doing the DARE program, and they did really come hard at cigarettes and alcohol as well as, you know, other drugs too.
But it didn't work. It was proven.
It's probably that's probably so confusing for kids though, because they probably have parents who like smoke or drink. You know,
Yeah.
at least a little, or they've seen like people they know do it, and they're probably so confused.
I think, you know, if there's a good education system around it, then the problems will be minimal. You know, don't smoke it every day. Have it like you would a glass of wine.
Smoke.
If that's your thing.
We every day.
And don't listen to Kelly for advice.
Oh, Tom Arnold said he had footage of Trump, and then, quote, saying every dirty, every offensive, racist thing ever. He, Trump, wasn't going to be president of the United States. It was him sitting in that chair using the N-word, using the C-word, calling his son intellectually disabled.
Of course. Why is this surprising?
Okay, yeah, see, this has been talked about. People have talked about this supposed apprentice footage, and I don't doubt that it exists. I'm sure it does exist. But, like, these people keep saying, oh, yeah, there's this footage. Da, 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 da. How much shit has been leaked this election that, like, that no one has the balls to leak this?
At this point,
like,
nothing shocks me. Nothing.
Like, if you're not going to prove that, why even say anything? I mean, I guess they're hoping Trump will call them a liar and sue them. And then it can come out in, like, discovery through the court system. But... like, come on, he's not going to do that.
No, I mean, I think Trump's dictatorship is going to take hold of media and things, and he's already said he'll sue a lot of people. But, I mean, I don't know. I agreed with a lot of Trump's policies, but he's gone back on all of them, so... which I've said multiple times.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect from him. He says, like, he'll say one thing, but then he'll say the complete opposite the next day.
Yeah. Drain the swamp by
know.
filling my cabinet with billionaires. With ties
Wait,
to
didn't
Russia.
he, like, do a speech where he said, like, he's like, I didn't really like Drain the Swamp at first, but the people liked it when I said it.
Yeah. It's so... my brain hurts.
It's just scary. Like, if he was still president, but we kind of had an idea where he was going with things, I might feel a little more comfortable, but right now I just have no fucking clue what to expect, and that's concerning.
Right now, at this point, it looks like companies' rights will be put before people. It looks like... So again, like when he was campaigning, he was saying that he wanted to raise the barriers between the states, or, you know, lift the barriers between the states with health insurance, which for those who are outside the US, if you live in, say, Florida, you can only get health insurance from a company in Florida, even if it covers you everywhere, which means that you're very limited, and the pricing varies rapidly from state to state, and there's not much competition. So he wanted to lift the barriers to open up the competition to bring the pricing down, which was a great idea.
Yeah,
but he
that
was
was a
also
good
going to
idea.
repeal. Yeah, he was also going to repeal Obamacare, which he's now not. But I don't know. Like, I think the health industry's fucked. It's beyond saving. I don't know whether he's going to improve it or make it worse. I don't think it can get much worse beyond not having any healthcare. I think that we're going... all those grants and subsidies for green energy, I think they're going to go bye-bye. I hope he doesn't last longer than 4 years if that's the case, because the damage he can do to the planet is just insane. I think education's going to tank even more, but maybe it needs to. Sorry to the generation who's currently in education. But I just don't know about other things. It seems like, looking at his cabinet, the oil industry is certainly in there with Exxon. The banking industry is in there, which could mean more power to banks to repossess, collect on loans and debts, and maybe even increase those interest rates. I don't know. I just don't trust them. I don't trust that cabinet at all.
Yeah, it's an interesting cabinet. We got to get away from that. I can't.
Yeah, let's not talk
Trump
about
anymore.
So next week, on a light subject, we're going to ring in the new year after New Year's, because we got a hangover. But the first episode of 2017, we're going to do it on camera.
Yeah.
That's lightening the mood, right?
We're going to be a little more organized now that we kind of have just done it casually. We're getting more used to how it will work, our recording times, just all little things like that. So the more used to it we become, I think the better the show will get.
Yeah, we're going to do some cool stuff. We're going to start adding a couple of segments in. It's never going to be super formatted, like this is this time and this is where we say this. But we just felt like a couple of segments could be kind of funny and could break it up a little. because Kelly and I do like to drone on a bit, and while that's fine for our conversations, you guys might get bored of it.
Yeah, I
But
mean
hopefully
that's
this new
the thing with any podcast. Really, I listen to like a few, and every once in a while it's like there's just a topic where you're like, I do not give a fuck about this, and then you just got to skip ahead until you find something you like.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the people that listen to this, all five of you're just gonna have to get used to it.
Yeah.
We will get gross at times, but whatever. So that will be the first podcast of 2017. Have you got any kind of goals for 2017, Kelly?
Yes.
Like any New Year's resolutions?
I do. I want to be more scheduled, like in my day. Fuck off. I know the viewers are laughing too. They that know me, they're like, "Oh Jesus." This is her goal every week. I've gotten better about it, but
what are you gonna do to help you get scheduled?
Well, I use this one
Because
like
saying
app
it
called.
is one thing.
No, I've gotten better. So like I use this app called Habatica where you're like a video game character and you put your to-do list and habits and other shit like that, and you have to treat it like a video game character where you're trying to level up and do different things. That helped a little bit. But what the big issue is that I always fuck up my sleep schedule, and that fucks me up. It just completely fucks me up. And then I don't get shit done.
I can totally get that.
On time.
With Alex live streaming, like I remember when he came to stay with us, I remember like being woken up at like 2 or 3 in the morning by him streaming and screaming really loud. So I totally understand that. I don't know how you put up with it. I struggled for those couple of months.
Yeah, I mean he can be really loud, or the cats are like climbing all over me when I'm sleeping and just waking me up so that I do get sleep, but it's like broken up, so then I end up sleeping in. And I just want to avoid that this year and just stay on schedule, because when I do manage to like have a week or, you know, even a month where I'm waking up at the same time every day, I get all my shit done. I'll do videos, I'll do work, I'll do working out, I'll cook, I'll just do a lot of things, and I feel very accomplished. It's just when I fuck up my sleep schedule, it's like I start at the beginning and I suck at organizing again.
Yeah. No, I get it. I get it. That's a good thing. Is there anything else, or is that it? That's your main goal?
No, just the more consistent schedule, and then that includes like for my YouTube channel as well, just having, you know, we talked about this before the podcast, like where I would want to just schedule my videos so that they're done and I get them done like in advance. Like maybe I just take a day out of the week where I just record everything and then I can edit it and then schedule it, and it would be so much easier than what I do now, which is just a mess.
Much more time to be Miss Domestic Goddess, cooking 5-course meals, fine dining.
Yes,
stuff.
Exactly.
I think with me, I know, obviously I have a lot of stuff with the Etsy that I want to do. Maybe do a couple more YouTube stuff, like how I make things. I just got to work out the camera angles on that. But actually less work is part of my goal, kind of the opposite of you. I want to take a little more time for me, because there are days where my anxiety levels, I've never really, like, anxiety is something new for me. I've never had depression. I've never had anxiety or anything until like the last about 6 months. I'm not really sure what causes it, but I'm not a particular fan of it, so I'm hoping it's going to fuck off real soon. But I'm hoping to keep to the schedule that I'm currently on, but actually take a bit more time for me, whether that's, you know, instead of only meditating a couple of times a week, actually taking like, you know, half an hour a day just to do that and to kind of calm the mind, because I have a really overactive brain, so at night I really struggle to sleep because I'm going through like my mental to-do lists and what I didn't get done and what I need to get done, and then the worst case scenario is if I don't get that done, the whole world's going to explode. And like that's how I go to sleep, with this just like panic-stricken thought process. So
that's how I was for a long time, and I mean really up until recently. where I was meditating every day. And now when I'm ready to go to sleep, and I used to have that same issue you're talking about where your mind's racing. And oftentimes I would have a racing mind. I'd try to distract myself. I'd go on Reddit on like my phone, but I'd be in bed and then I'd end up sleeping, like 3 hours later from when I wanted to. But now it's like I can fall asleep very easily. Just need to fix the schedule. But yeah, like once you like the meditation daily thing really helped me to turn off my mind, but that's helped me fall asleep easier.
Yeah, totally. Because when it's like that, that's how I wake up. Yeah, I wake up in a state of panic. Like, okay, I've got to get up now. I've got to do this, this, and this, and this. And of course, my body doesn't want to because it takes me an hour to stretch and stuff enough for me to be able to get out of bed. Thanks, arthritis. So it's like my mind just gets more and more anxious as it waits for my body to catch up. So that's I need that to fuck off. I'm done with it. I've had enough of it. It's going. And I think I know how to get rid of it because it's not a permanent problem for me. It's not something I typically suffer from. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue, fingers crossed. But yeah, and Etsy, chocolate face mask. Smear it all over your face.
I feel like the last 2 years, I took a lot of time off for myself. And that's something like, I mean, a lot of my viewers on my YouTube channel can verify that, like, I upload a lot less than I used to. But it was nice having time for myself for a while when I needed it, because I was pretty stressed out, and like you were talking about anxiety issues, and a lot of that stemmed from people coming to our house or like swatting us, whatever.
It happens with YouTubers a lot. Like a lot of people don't know. I used to work with some big YouTubers before I kind of stepped back and took on Etsy. I used to always tell with YouTubers, if you want a week off, take a week off. You've got to take time to find yourself, to center yourself, to regroup and remind yourself why you do it.
It's so true.
And you have to, because it's so easy to get in the video a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm going to take my camera everywhere. I'm going to play on Xbox, record this game, record that game, get it uploaded. And suddenly you realize you've had a year with no days off, no time off, no time out of your house, just doing normal shit, going to the pub or whatever. And it's really important that your viewers will still be there when you get back. It will take a little bit of work to get the stats back up, but after a week, it doesn't matter. I'm going to start doing a couple more videos on YouTube. I'm never going to be regular on YouTube. I don't want to be. I like having that kind of small channel. I like seeing the same old people pop up in the comments.
See, but that's how I feel too. It's like I like my channel a certain size, and then like when I try, it's like it gets bigger and bigger, and then like I've seen so many of the issues that stem from having a large channel with Alex, like people stalking him or death threats, like just all this. I guess it's that I focus on the horrible shit and not the good shit. And I have a very different audience than him anyways. I think
your audience is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are going to be like, I'm going to slit your throat. Like, so please don't, please.
Yeah, so, please don't go that way. We'd have to disown you.
Yeah, but like there's just it was like there was just bad things happening with like associated with YouTube, and it's like it took a lot out of me for a while, and to the point where I was like, all right, I don't want to do this every single day, but now I've been enjoying it a lot more, so I think I'm ready to like.
But Alex also likes
more
to cause drama. He likes to cause that drama, right? So that brings it to him. You're kind of like fuck everybody equally, so I think you'll be fine. You don't discriminate. You don't, it goes back to the Twitter beef syndrome.
It's like the Call of Duty community as well is a little more hardcore.
Well, you see, I play a lot of COD, and I used to make a lot of COD videos, but I stayed out of the drama. Always. I would just roll my eyes.
I've always stayed out of fucking drama, and let me tell you, people will drag your ass into it. So, I've been dragged into so much bullshit because Alex did something, and, somehow, they gotta, bring me into something I have nothing to do with, and it's like, oh, I just hate that attitude. I really do. I'm just a chill person. That's why I'm so nice to people. I don't want drama, and so I get it gets obnoxious when you get dragged into it, and that's usually just like a big YouTube channel. You could be the sweetest person, and you'll still get dragged into stuff by other YouTubers.
It's such a waste of energy, drama. In my mind, maybe it's because I'm old. But
Yeah, I feel like the older I get, the more I'm like, oh, like, do I really, like, just seeing it too? Like, if I see, this rapper called out this rapper, it's like, why am I focusing so much time on what that guy thinks about that guy? Like, does this
yeah,
even
I mean, there are
matter to, like,
YouTubers. There are some pretty substantially sized YouTubers that still call me the mother of YouTube because I used to, when I was more involved in the management side, would tell them off if they misbehaved or whatever, or told them that, I don't think you're handling this right. I've taken Twitter accounts away from like multi-million sub channels because they weren't doing it right. But again, like I said, I'm old. I'm going to be 35 on the 13th, which is horrifying to me.
yeah.
Isn't that scary, Kelly?
Yeah, it
I
is
mean,
a little
I
scary.
mean,
Like
you
that,
hit
I
it
just reached
like
27. I was like, holy shit.
you liar. She hit like 35, 5 years before me.
Oh, no, I'm 27. Stop.
She's gonna be 40 this year.
No, I'm not.
Oh, Kelly. I was gonna start
They're
a
gonna
Kelly
believe you
conspiracy
now.
theory.
They're
I
gonna
know, but
fucking
I'm
believe you
innocent.
now.
Of course, I'm lovely and wonderful and innocent, and I would do no wrong. It's okay, Kelly. It's okay.
But yeah, speaking of evil YouTubers, man, that was a lot. Most, don't get me wrong, most YouTubers are nice people or professional. But community management can be a bitch too, because some YouTubers are very, very hard to deal with, or just, oh man, I don't know. Like
Yeah,
I've
I
had
wonder
YouTubers like where we
sometimes.
have a contract and then they do something completely different, or like just try to cause issues with the company. I don't know. I've just experienced a lot of weird things.
I've been fairly lucky. I don't think I've had any like duff deals or anything like that. For the most part, they've been good, but I was picky as well. I didn't look at stats so much as I looked at honesty. Like, I'd
Yeah,
rather get a video that would get half the views. But I mean, because I knew a lot of the guys who were current at the time, it was very easy for me to kind of pick and choose if there was a certain project.
yeah. See, for me, it was nice to choose people I know because I would like already know them, know they're fine to work with. But every once in a while, where I had to find a niche YouTube channel for like, a specific sort of game, and it would be like this one really big YouTube channel just was really a pain in the ass, and it was around the time where there was like a drama between Total Biscuit and a gaming company where they had flat or striked down his video because he said something
Oh, wow.
negative, and I had a YouTuber trying to egg our company to strike down their video and cause like an
Oh, to
issue.
try and get the views.
Yeah, but like we were trying to work with this person, and so it was very odd that they just kind of like they just randomly did this like really dramatic thing, and it was like, holy shit, all right, look, we're not like, you can say whatever you want to say, but like let's work, together. And just things like that I've run into where they're trying to cause a reaction, but it's very rare.
But I also think like the beginning of YouTube money, where we were all doing quite well financially at the very beginning, before everyone was a YouTuber, I felt like the community was a lot more tight knit, right? The good guys stayed together and the other ones kind of stayed on the outside. I
I
know
mean, I
that sounds
guess,
horrific.
I feel like there's a lot more money in YouTube now, depending
Yeah.
how you do it, but at the
But I'm
same
talking about
time
the
there are
first
a lot more
amount of
people,
money.
and some of them, like, yeah, okay,
When money
back
first
then it
started
was
coming
like
into
people were doing it
YouTube.
because they wanted to do it, and then now you
Yeah,
have people
yeah.
who
And
do it
like
because they
everyone would
might.
hang out and
Yeah,
do stuff, like we'd all meet up and go out for pizza and whatever. And I feel like now those kind of meetups are very much limited to packs or whatever, and I don't think the gatherings are as big as they used to be. Everyone's got a problem with so and so, and everyone has to take sides. But that's going to happen as a community grows. But I miss that. I miss that.
I've
The
had like
kind of
YouTubers
closeness.
like come to me and be like, oh, you did this and this and this, and I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, I don't know, there are definitely shady things people do that I think affect it
I
even more
got
so
called
now when
out
there's so many more
once.
people.
Yeah, I think the closest I've ever come to being in drama is got called out once for doing something that was mocking someone in a wheelchair, and I was like, you know, I'm in one, right? Like, I think I was mocking myself. Like, I can't even remember what it was, but that was it. I think there are just people that are professionally out there to get pissed off. Now, for God's sake, I say enough in a video to piss off anyone really if you're looking, but they just hadn't picked the right thing.
Yeah. Oh man, my first YouTube drama. There
Go
was
on,
this
tell us.
Yes, there was this guy who was like at the top of the leaderboards on like Call of Duty World at War, and he
I
he
know where
got
this is
there.
going.
He got there by buying 12 PlayStations and boosting with himself, and he made videos bragging about doing this on his YouTube channel. Now, I never reached out to him. I didn't even know about this guy, but he reached out to me, sent me a message because I would do these videos where like I bust cheaters on Call of Duty and just, make fun of them on the mic and just, fuck around and whatever, get a reaction. And this guy messages me and he's like, "Hey, do you really think cheaters are bad? Look, I'm number one on the boards. I'm just the best player, blah, blah, blah." Just really, jerking his own dick into my messages. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't consider you number one if you like literally use 12 PlayStations to like game with yourself to get you to the number one position on the leaderboard. That's just, frankly, I think I told him I thought it was pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
And this guy, like, he made a few videos calling me out. He made like my PSN username was Popkel with lowercase L's, so you could do an uppercase I to make it look like the same name.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
tried to like expose me for like cheating on Call of Duty or something. But yeah, like
Wow.
pretty much
That guy's got too much money and time on his hands.
like almost like the drama. He had people on his side or whatever. They were like, "Oh, this little group that like does that. They buy multiple PlayStations and boost themselves to the top of the leaderboards by playing with themselves." So they were on his side or whatever. But most people were like, "Holy shit, did this guy really just like expose you when he's playing with like 12 PlayStations alone, just like all
I
day
used to do
boosting
that.
himself to the leaderboard?"
I used to catch boosters all the time, and that was back when like you had to set up the whole POG. It was the only real recording system for a console back
Hell
then. It
yeah,
was
the
like
Pog.
pre-Elgato, and they were horrible. I found mine the other day, and I forgot just how shitty they were. Um, but I'd find people boosting, and then like I'd capture it, and then I'd get like some voice actor friends of mine, and we'd just like voice over it, like, "Oh, I'm real good. Look at this. I'm boosting," and just crazy shit. And I never got any heat for it, but I don't check my YouTube messages. I mean, I'm sure if I go back, there's probably a whole load of hate mail, but I just never check them. Never have,
Yeah.
even
Man,
when I
what
was
else?
making content.
I've had like a few people reach out to Alex and like say, "Hey, your girlfriend did this and I don't like it." Like big YouTubers. And then he'll like tell me about it. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like some guy said I was going on like a campaign, like telling everyone to unsub from him. And like, I've never done that in my life. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Because it was someone I was familiar with too. And it was just like so fucking weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of people believe rumors rather
Yeah,
than
that's the
going to the
issue.
source and just asking. Like, if I had a problem or a suspicion about Kelly, I'd be like, "Oi, bitch, did you do this?" And
Yeah,
she'd be
that's what
like,
I would do. I'd be like,
"Oi,
hey.
bitch, I was asleep." No. I'd be like, "Okay."
But yeah, there are a lot of viewers who try to do things like that. They'll be like, "Hey, Kitty said you're an asshole." And
She
then,
would have been
the
like,
person
"What's new?"
Yeah, well, yeah, in that situation. But yeah, I guess in this case, this guy was very offended and reached out to my boyfriend, which I was laying right next to him and saw the like Skype message. And then I was just like, what the fuck?
That's weird. I don't know whether I'd be more insulted that he went to my boyfriend or that he just didn't have the balls to come to me.
Yeah. It was just silly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sure it was not his intention, but he probably just heard like, a viewer said something like that. I think there was like another girl who had done something, and then they confused that for me.
Yeah, I feel like we're becoming a culture of drama, though. I mean, like all the fake news. I was talking to Kelly just before the podcast, and I was sorry, I just smacked my microphone. Enjoy that, headphone users. That's a freebie. We were talking about like how I don't read US news sites anymore because they're just like overkill on the overwhelming headlines. Like,
I almost feel like people really want to be angry and offended, and people make fun of that culture. They'll say like, oh, that's only social justice warriors or whatever, but then it's not. It's like everyone getting offended at their own little things and just searching for things to attack people for. And just when in reality, how much nicer would it be if we saw something we didn't like about someone? Let's say, Kitty, you said something I really found offensive, and I was like, hey, you said this thing, this is what I felt about it. If you said it this way, I think that would be nicer. And then that was it, and I was nice. But people don't do that anymore. They just instantly get like angry.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I say this a lot, but I'm a bit of a hippie. I don't get wound up very easily. But when I do, you better fucking get out the way. I'm just putting that out there. When I snap.
I'm that way too. If like someone's like in my face or something, or like it's just being truly ignorant, I will freak out at times. If it's easier not to do it if it's like an internet kind of thing, but in person, if someone's really like making me angry, yeah, I'll get loud.
I think I'm pretty lucky because I'm fairly honest, blunt, and upfront. And people find that intimidating with me at first, but then they kind of get used to it. And I tend to have better friends because of it. If you can deal with that, like me being like, because I will flatter, I'm that person that will say, those jeans make your ass look fucking huge. I'm that one. And if people can get through that, I tend to have good friends. But also, none of my friends really share the same opinions as me. I have hardcore Republican friends and hardcore left-wing liberal friends, of which I am neither. But I think these days, a lot of people, because you have the extremes of the news, right? So over here, you've got CNN and Fox, the two opposites, right?
Yeah.
So if you're watching cable, you either get one extreme view or another extreme view. There isn't a kind of happy in between. This is going on. This is what's going to happen, and this is a solution that's going to be put in X amount of weeks. What you get is, Obama's meeting with Trump to do this and burn babies. And, do you know what I mean? Like, you just get the most extreme, like, liberal fucktard has done this. And Republican fucktard has done this. It's just everything's so angry and extreme, and there's no in the middle.
I think too, because that stuff gets so much, I don't even know if it gets more attention or if it's more vocal attention where people are talking about it.
And it doesn't do anything. Like, look at Flint. They're still drinking bottled water. Like, all the mess that came out of, like, Flint, and both news networks were covering it. Like, it was a disgrace and it should be fixed. They're still drinking bottled water. And what's worse is it comes out, I think, like, 60% of the US water is, like, above normal limits on lead because of the old pipes. Then no one's really covering that because it's not dramatic enough.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of important stuff we're missing out on just because... you'll get more attention by, just completely going at Trump or completely going at Obama, depending what network you're on. But even on social media, you have the really popular, news personalities. I mean, they'll get the, like, I guess the people that the news is targeting
Philip
as fake
DeFranco
news.
does. Philip DeFranco does a good job at staying pretty unbiased, but he doesn't always cover the massive issues. But his tone and the way he presents stuff is very good. It's similar to how Vice does it. I tend to read the BBC because the headlines are pretty straight up. They're not misleading. They don't clickbait. And the other news network I read is one that I recommend for everyone, and it's an app, and it's called the Good News Network, and no negative shit exists. It's rainbows and sunshines. Little girl celebrates successful bottle flip as the cutest video ever. It's all good stuff, like China announcing ban on ivory trade. About fucking time.
Oh, we had this topic, and maybe this kind of can fit with this. Where there's research that people might get sad or depressed seeing other people's Facebook posts, and then I kind of added the question of, I wonder how people feel seeing dramatic things, like maybe a Twitter beef, two people arguing on Twitter, or like maybe one of this more dramatic news pieces. Like, do people get pumped up for that? Or does that make them sad and depressed too? I mean, I'm sure it depends on personalities, and there's a lot more to it than just that.
I think it depends on personality. I see people. Let's take the election. I see people like, fuck yeah, Trump. He's gonna come in. He's gonna fucking build a wall. All
Hillary for president.
And then Hillary for president. Free everything, or Bernie, or whatever the fuck you were going for. Everything's
Feel
so
the burn.
I have some friends that are pretty similar to me. So they'd be like, but I only saw a couple of these posts where I was like, I like Trump because of X, Y, and Z policies. And I like Hillary because of ABC policies. No one was like that.
No.
No one was like pros and cons. They were all in. They were all in for Oompa Loompa, or they were all in for criminal. There was no ever in between. Everything was so extreme.
I mostly saw people attacking the other candidate. Like, so say if you were into Hillary, you would see like they would be attacking Trump.
Fucking liberal.
Trump supporters would really be focusing on Hillary. It was like our candidates were so horrible that like the big things anyone was ever talking about was like the worst about both of them.
Yeah. I mean, I think we do go to the most extreme, and I worry that silences the slightly more introverted, because they're often the ones that have something to say. We all have that friend who may not speak very much, but when they do, it's generally quite an intelligent, well thought out thing. That's not me, but I have a few friends like that. And then you've got people like me who are just completely unfiltered and no idea what's coming out my mouth. It just
or like me,
out.
where I'm just like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We're always in a state of fucked.
But I don't think it can be healthy. Like, I think I don't know. Did you ever watch Black Mirror, where they had that one episode where you were rated on your social level, like your social media score?
But I think China has something like that now.
Yes, they do. So you all need to watch it. Black Mirror Season 2, there is an episode where your accessibility to certain services is rated on your social media score. And yeah, it's just, watch it. It's incredible. But I can't remember what I was talking about now. I've just lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Facebook. Yes. So I think it's very depressing, because with that kind of status symbol with followers and all of that shit, a lot of stuff that we put on Facebook, it's kind of just a glimpse, but it's never a glimpse into our everyday lives. It's a glimpse into
the
one-off
highlights
thing, like a highlight, very much so. Quite frankly, if I was to update my Facebook today, it would have been me face down on my bed, drooling because I fell asleep for an afternoon nap when I only meant to stretch my back. It would have been me.
Mine would have been like, look at this bloody tampon.
Yeah. Throwing a pie in the oven because I couldn't be bothered to cook. But when we do Facebook, it can be very misleading because it tends to be us going out for dinner with friends or us doing something that's a little out of the ordinary because we want to share it because it's a extraordinary experience or a picture of some food.
Yeah.
So that sense of reality can become really warped by other people's Facebook feeds. So that can then drive that feeling of insignificance, that feeling that we want more in our lives, that should be the norm. And I think that causes depression because we're a society that's never content. We want everything now. We want everything yesterday. Everything has to be on Amazon Prime. Everything has to be on TV right now when I want it. I don't want to wait next week. I
I
want to be
want
able to
it
binge on
now,
that TV
Daddy.
show. Absolutely. And I think with that, we've kind of set ourselves up for never being content.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because if we can't have it now, we don't understand working for something very often anymore. Everything is instantaneous gratification, which has like a shorter lifespan to it, right?
Oh my
I
God,
want this, it's going to be here tomorrow.
I want to have a
Go on.
day where I have to do everything like they would in the old days. I would probably get so bored so quick and so annoyed.
But
You
I
just
don't
have to
think
get
you
your own
would
water,
because
you know?
everything would take you way more time and it would fill up your day quicker. But
Yeah, it would
that's
be
the
such
thing.
a
We have all
boring
this
experience,
technology.
probably.
Yeah, we have all this technology that makes life easy for us. But because of that, it's become very, everyone wants more. Everyone aims for more, whether it's a newer car, a bigger house, a new pair of trainers or sneakers, as you call them, the latest pair of jeans or and whatever. We always want this and that. And then once we've got that, we want the next best one. And there's always this longing for more. And I think until we as people, as individuals, learn to be content with what we have, depression's gonna be a thing. Like
Well,
it's on the increase, it's on the rise because we don't know what life should be like anymore because we're following Instagrams and Facebooks of millionaires and looking
that's what
at
I was
and
just
thinking,
gonna
why can't
bring
I have
up
that?
too, is like the celebrities and the millionaires and the billionaires that are on, you used to just follow your, people you know. Now with like Instagram and Snapchat, you can follow celebrities and or just rich people who have these really crazy lives where they're always on vacations or they have the nicest cars or whatever it is. Like I wonder how that affects this as well, or is it maybe more people you know who you get more sad or depressed over, or is seeing a celebrity bothering people as well, like seeing what they have?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it does. I'm absolutely sure it does. I mean, I'm weird, yeah, I'm driven by money, but I just need enough money to live. But what you see is envy and jealousy around a lot of people. Like, well, they've got that. Why can't I have that? I want it now. I want it yesterday. And people got. I there was someone talking about this the other day, and I wish I could remember who it was. They were like, people come out of university, they're 2 years into their, first career job, and they're asking for a raise, but they're only 2 years out of university. It's not, or college as you call it. You've got to earn your stripes. You have to earn these things in life. And albeit the American dream of having, your car and your house and everything is becoming a harder goal, we have become very entitled. Partially due to social media warping, partially due to Amazon Prime giving us everything the next day or free 2-day shipping or whatever. Because we don't have to leave our house anymore to live. You can get your groceries delivered. Well, I mean, not here, but in cities. You can have all your stuff from Amazon delivered. You've got your TV on demand. You don't even need cable. Um,
Yeah, to
you
be
don't need to
honest, like
leave
I
your
really
house.
wouldn't need to leave the house if I didn't want to. I could just have everything delivered.
Yeah, it's. But until we learn to be content with what we have, and there's no problem with having goals. Like, have goals, but still be happy with. You can still be happy with what you've got, what you have, and your life, and have goals to be better. Just don't let them warp into each other because when you look at people that are loaded or have this life that you perceive as perfect, I guarantee you there's just as much drama and probably even more stress and drama in their life than there is with yours.
Yeah, I think that's an important thing. Like I think every once in a while I need to like take a step back and like look at my life and say, I'm really fortunate where I am, and if I'm stressing myself out over I need more, I need this, like that's not healthy. I had to change that way of thinking, and it's been very beneficial. I feel better, and I'm happy to just, I don't know, just be happy with what I have.
It's hard to do. I mean, I cleaned out my closet the other day, and my weight changes depending on the medication I'm on. So I have clothing from when I'm 100 pounds right up to if I'm like 170 pounds. And right now I'm like 120, so I need to get my like skinnier clothes out. And, but just cleaning out the closet, getting rid of stuff I don't wear very often, getting rid of this like extra junk, like stuff we don't need. I didn't need 20 pairs of fucking jeans. Why did I have 20 pairs of jeans? Like we just get
Yeah.
consumed by stuff. And that stuff is stuff you have to look after. If you have a bunch of stuff on your desk, have fun because you're going to have to clean that. If you
Oh,
have 20
totally.
pairs of jeans, you have to wash those. You have to iron them if you iron them. I don't fucking iron them, but you get the idea. This is stuff you have to maintain, which takes up time. So, maybe this year to help with maybe depression and decluttering, maybe you set yourself a weekend and set yourself like you're going to get rid of 10% of your wardrobe. It feels
There was this
good.
strategy I read. I was like looking up cleaning tips and tricks. I just wanted to, like, I don't know.
Kelly
Maybe I could do
fancies
things
herself,
better.
if you're not aware, like a 1930s housewife slash secretary. Like,
No, really, sometimes I'm like, why did women want rights? Why don't we just go back? No, I'm just
oh
kidding. I'm just
god,
kidding.
Twitter
Um,
beef incoming.
um, oh, but the strategy was like to take things you own and say, all right, think about how you feel about that item. Do you need it? Does it hold? Will you be upset if you don't have it anymore? That sort of thing, and trying to change your way of thinking about each item you own. And it helped me throw out a lot of shit I really didn't need. Just kind of like
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
think like that.
I like every time I go through my closet, I'm like, oh god, what if I go on steroids again? All right, I need that and that and that, but it's just going to go in storage because just through fear. So I find that I have that block, and I'm like, is this me? Like, do I actually need this because I might get fat if I get put on steroids, which I will, like, or am I just emotionally trying to hold on to this? So I've got it down to where I have like 3 sets of fat pants and like 10 tops or whatever for if I'm on steroids. And then the rest of my stuff is, between a 4 and a 6, uh, size wise. Because that's my normal. Like if I'm tubby, then I might push into the 8, but not for longer than a couple of weeks usually. So in that case, I can just wear sweatpants,
Mm-hmm.
it's like,
Yeah. Clothes
so
can be a really
I don't
hard
know.
one to get rid of too. Because you think they don't take up a lot of space, but then, like, yeah, they do.
They fucking do. Yeah, like I have a walk-in closet. We don't have, that wasn't a thing in England. And now I'm like, oh, this closet's so small. Like, what
Oh
am
my
I
God,
talking
me
about? I
too.
never had anything that big. Never
I'm like
had
my
anything
walk-in
that big.
closet. I'm like, wow, this is much smaller than that Instagram celebrities.
Yeah,
No.
like I want, like, it should be bigger and have lights and one of
Music.
those electric wheel things with the shoes and a conveyor belt. I've lost the
Oh, like in
accent
the
at this
movie
point.
Clueless, there's like a program where she can just like, she sees
Oh,
herself on
see
the
what everything
screen.
looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it brings it to you.
I've never had a desire for all that.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
think
a bit
I'm weird
much.
though. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hate shopping as well. Like, I buy everything online.
I think I'm just most happy with a nice bath.
Yeah. Which, by the way, can I just go back? Buying clothes online is becoming really hard. Like, I have massive tits, so I'm usually a pretty solid medium in the top department. And
Tits are
I ordered,
so annoying.
yeah,
Like,
right? So I
yeah,
ordered
like I
four
know what you're
tops
talking
from
about.
Macy's. Four tops, three different companies from Macy's in their like Christmas Day sale. Every single one of them was too big. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I am not a small. There is no way in hell my tits are going to get into a small. And the mediums were too big. So this isn't me saying, oh, look at me, I've lost weight. I haven't lost weight. I am like right now about at 120, 125, like my normal weight. There is no fucking way those mediums should have been big on me. Like, what is going on with their sizing? Because that's bullshit. Like, if I go to England, I'm a medium large. Like, more often than not, because of my tits, I'm a large in England. Over here, I should be a medium.
I feel like over here, and I don't know about England. I know like it seems like each different brand has different sizing. And so it's hard to just always be a large or always be a medium.
But small, medium,
really
and
differs.
large should be uniform. Like, I'm
You
sorry,
would
but
hope,
it fucking
but
should
it definitely isn't. Yeah, it's different between brands.
be. It was supposed to be a slim fitted polo neck sweater. And it was like a tent. Like, it had
that is weird.
Like, I know my arms are skinny. Like, everyone comments on that I have like corpse fingers and wrists. But like, this had like sag underneath like the arm, where like I feel like the sweater was made for people with 300 pounds of arm. Like, it looked like I had wings a little bit.
Yeah. That's gross.
But
My issue I run into a lot is if I have if I'm buying a long sleeve thing online, I have monkey arms. So like sometimes it's hard to find like it's hard for my arms to fit in certain things. Like it'll end up like
what do you mean
being,
monkey arms?
Like really, really long arms.
Oh, yeah, you need to shop at, well, you can't shop at Big and Tall. Or can you? So
No.
I'm 5'7", but I have to wear tall pants, trousers.
Yeah, like I don't know if there's things like that for arms. I mean, I guess I could
No.
like if I want to get like I could get professionally fitted for certain things, but yeah,
Enjoy the
it can
cost
be
of
difficult.
that, motherfucker.
Like a lot of women's clothing just doesn't have arms long enough for me. It's so frustrating. Stupid fucking monkey arms.
Yeah, no, I think it's annoying. Like, I'm fairly average in size, apart from the fact that I have long legs. Gloves are really hard for me because, again, tiny hands. And I have to get watches, like kids' watches, or yeah, it has to be something with a really, really tiny clock face. Or kids that, or I can't wear them. I mean, my wrists are 5.5 inches around. They're tiny.
You do have small
They might
wrists.
not. They're retardedly small. Like, and my hands are ridiculous. Like, my ring size, like my wedding ring was a 3.5. Stores don't sell below a 7.
My ring size is fat. I just have fat. No, it doesn't even matter if I'm thin either. My hands are always fucking fat. It's so frustrating how fat my fingers are. They always have been fat. I'm never getting over this.
Between us, we might have a normal pair because mine are like skeletal. Like, you
Yeah,
can
we
see
should just.
every
I should give you
vein,
some of mine.
every tendon, every bone in my fingers. You can see.
But then, like my
okay,
wrist bones are big too. Like, the bones themselves are just big. I guess that's what it's like with my fingers too. But it's like, ugh,
I just look
why?
like a skeleton on my fingers. You know, in England they say, "Oh, it's because you've got pianist's hands," and I'm like, "Oh, do they look like corpses too?" Like,
Oh my god.
pale with a skeleton. It's crazy.
Oh, speaking of hand jobs,
Oh, really?
did you see the video of the security guard at the football game? I forgot what team. He was
Oh, no. So when I clicked it, it had already been removed, but I read your little blurb on it.
Oh. So
So
this
do tell everyone.
oh, it's bad. So the
So what
cheerleaders are
happened?
yeah, the cheerleader it's at a big football game, professional NFL football game, so just the stands are full of people. I don't know how many people those stadiums fill, maybe 50,000, whatever. And along the field, there are usually security guards, just to make sure no crazed fans jump into the field, whatever. And on the sidelines, the cheerleaders are performing, and the security guard is watching the cheerleaders, and he's looking around too, like he's doing something, which he quite obviously is, and it's just completely obvious. He has his hand tucked into his his pants pocket, and is like moving his hand in there to grab his like boner that's in his pants, and is just jerking it, like, and it's so obvious. And someone filmed him, but he's like really fucking going at it.
Oh man, I kind of need to see this video. It got
yeah,
taken
you
down.
do. Oh my god,
I can't
it
believe
should be on
would
Twitter. I kind of want you to watch it right now.
He's probably going to be put on the sex offender register for that, because assumingly there were kids present, right? And that is a indecent act in front of a minor. Like, that's endgame. You are now a felony sex offender.
Like,
how stupid.
I can only imagine, like, was he on drugs? Like,
his life
it was
over.
So obvious. Like, you wouldn't do that and be like, oh, no one can see me. Like, when you see the video, it is so obvious what he is doing. Like, you would never suspect that no one would be able to see you.
Wow. That's kind
of
the
creepy. Thousands and thousands of people in front of you in the stands. Like, Jesus Christ, what is this guy doing? Be like,
one of my buddies used to play for Ohio State, which I think is a decent sized football team, and he said they had like 110,000 watch their games. And so, is this bigger? Is this NFL? Right? That's football, right?
Yeah.
Is that bigger than college football?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, it's huge.
So he's jerking off.
I don't know if he would have showed on the TV, but like, definitely to the people at the game who are on that side of the stadium.
Wow, his life is over.
You can't really see his face. He has sunglasses and a hat on.
Doesn't matter. You'll be able to at the sheriff's book of sex offenders in about 6 months.
Yeah, I don't know if they ended up doing that. I mean, that would make sense, though.
I mean, it's an indecent act in front of a crowd, which I'm assuming
it is
children.
So yeah, I'm wondering if they did that. I haven't heard the update from it. Just I think the team said they were looking into it. That was the last thing I heard. That's horrifying. But yeah, really gross. Just disgusting. Holy shit.
I wonder what was going on in that guy's mind. Like, was he on drugs, or is he just like not
slow?
Quite right,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not normal behavior.
He looked like a normal, good-looking dude.
Oh, he was hot as well?
Like, I mean, well, from what you can see, like, yeah, he looked like he was in good shape.
I don't want the hot ones going crazy. There's few enough of them as it is. Damn.
But yeah, man, I wish you could watch
Totally
this.
Not shallow.
No, you got to see this. You have to have a live reaction for the podcast, because it's so bad. Live Leak has it. Oh, he wasn't as in good of shape as I thought. But he doesn't look like
Kelly's
a
hallucinating about hot guys masturbating in public.
He's a little thinner than I thought.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Video has gone viral. Oh my god, he looks like a kid.
Yeah, he does. He does look very young, but I mean, I wonder if they probably have to do 18 and over for security guards.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what are you doing, guy?
Like, I couldn't even watch it. I watched like 4 seconds. That was disgusting. I worry that he's young as well.
I can't imagine he has to be at least 18. But he does look young.
I don't know if he was security or something. I don't know. That's gross.
Oh yeah, maybe he was in security. Let's see what it was. I think it was that he was a security guard, but maybe he was something else. But yeah, that's just I feel bad for like the cheerleaders too. Like, if they noticed, or well, now they fucking know.
Yeah, that's awful.
Yeah, very disturbing.
Yuck. And
one of the big yuck things of the. Well, I think. Wait, has it been 2 weeks since we did a podcast? It's Christmas.
Yeah, I think so.
Wow. We missed you guys.
We did, but we will be back weekly. And next week you'll get to see Kelly's beautiful face and my ugly mug. And and Kelly has helped me a little bit with lighting, so hopefully I won't look like a ghost. As I've said before, I'm pretty pale, so I'm fairly hard to light without whiting out. Even with Trump makeup, it was pretty hilarious.
I hope we've solved the issue, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if it's still that I'm white out, I'm just going to put a red bulb on my face and pretend like I'm in a horror movie.
See, that would work and it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I think
you are pretty scary. They don't know that yet, though. I feel like they all think I'm
innocent after you got me a dead animal. Like, my heart, I love animals, so when she did that, it was really hard for me. But I'm really innocent. But she recommended this like LED light that changes color. So if it doesn't work, we're going red, and I'll just pretend like I'm in a horror movie, or maybe green.
Yeah, last time I had like a yellow. Well, because like those studio lights can really like just make you real pale, like real pale. Which I guess I am pale right now. I can get really tan, but I haven't done that lately. I feel like it's just killing my skin because I get really, really dark. But yeah, I used a yellow bulb and it like gave me a nice little orange tint. Not orange, like, okay, not orange, but like
not like Trump
skin
orange.
looked better. Not like bright white light shining on my face color.
My skin color is what they use for shade tiles to make white. I'm so pale. I remember when I was in hospital once, I asked a friend to go get me foundation because I'm really pale, and she said, "Sure. What shade do you want? Rigor mortis or vampire?"
Damn.
I know, right? What a bitch.
Well, and, that is such a bitchy thing at that age. Like, how old were you?
How old was I? Oh, I don't know. I was old enough to take shit.
Okay.
But yeah, so I guess with that, I'm going to go play some COD 4. Kelly's going to go masturbate in front of cheerleaders. And
no, I would never do that. Oh my God. I would never masturbate in front of anyone.
And we'll see you next week to celebrate Kelly's 40th.
Wait. I have a question.
Okay.
I feel like, okay. Do you ever feel like you get stank pussy after you record one of these? Like you've been sitting still for so long that you sweat and you stink?
I'm on a heated blanket and I don't think I get stink pussy.
Oh my God, no. If you have a heated blanket, you definitely do.
I don't know. I don't think so. You know, it's not like I sit with my legs crossed. I'm like all open and airy.
Oh, really? See, my issue is I cross my legs. I'm very proper right now because, like I said earlier, I really have to control myself.
That with my with my legs, I can't do that. I have to have them open. So and I'm constantly moving my legs or standing up and stretching. So I think that is the solution to prevent stink pussy.
Yeah, see, I'm very tense when I record this podcast. Otherwise, I'd be like, I'd just be grabbing things because I have issues. So,
I'm glad. I think on that note, we should end. So,
bye, guys.
stink pussy. See ya.